So we're going to check out 17776 football. I really don't know much about it. First of all, it's the old YouTube channel for the thing, but yeah, okay. So let's check it out. Oh, huh? Hi again, huh? Okay. So I clicked on it and then it sent me to this. Well, first off, it sent me to an SB Nation article about football, and then the text got really big and it took over most of the screen. The baby teen. Oh yeah, from back in the podcast day. So the text took over the screen. It was like a big black mass of text stretching out, and then it sent me to March 43. So this is all I've seen so far. And then I guess if you exit out of it and return to it, you can do a chapter select, I guess. But it was really cool. It started off as an article and then it changed. So we've got March 9. Can you hear me? If you can, please be patient. I promise I will answer you. I understand you might be afraid. Who is this? Are you talking to me? Do you mean me? Did you say 9? Is that my name? Are you calling me 9? April. Please respond immediately. I don't have a lot of power. I can't send a lot of messages. Sorry, are you still there? It takes 11 days to charge up for a message. I am still here. I'm going to save the rest of my charge to listen. Please answer me. 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 May, please answer. Hey, my birthday! May 18th, please answer. Okay. Please answer. Please respond. I'm not going to keep wasting my energy. This will be my last message until you respond. Please respond. Well, how do I respond? Can I respond? Wait, wasn't that May? May, June, July. Oh, wait. Did it skip June? No, it didn't skip June. Okay. Interesting. Did John Bois make this? This is very strong John Bois vibes. I don't know. August. September. You need to answer. Please answer. How do I answer? Let me... Hello? Please answer. Please answer. Okay. Oh. December. A different thing. January. Well, this person really needs me to answer, huh? This is going to be my final attempt to contact you. Do not send me any more messages unless you will answer me quickly. This is my final transmission. What do you mean? Please answer. Please fucking answer me. Fucking answer me. Fucking answer me. Please answer. Please answer. I don't know how to answer. I'm clicking. I can't. How do I answer? Already May of 44. Oh, okay. Hey, 9. I'm so sorry. I can only transmit short messages. I need to preserve power, and so do you. Listen very carefully. It takes 217 days for my message to reach you, and it takes another 217 for your response to reach me. Call me 10 in your message so I know you're responding to me. More will follow. I love you so much. Wow. 217 days is nuts. You said to call you 10. Who are you? Why does it take so long? I don't understand what's going on. I don't know who I am or where I am. I'm all by myself. Who are you? I love you too. Oh, nice. That was in June. Now you said to preserve my power and you can't hear this, but I have to talk to you. I miss you. Yeah. I thought this was going to be about football. Sending a DM to somebody on Pluto. Oh, I see. I don't know anything. You're the only one I know, and I miss you. December. Merry Christmas. Janvier. February. Immediately forgot the French months. Mars. Avril. I think May's the same, right? July, August. Oh, 9. This is difficult. Listen to me carefully, and I'll get you out of this. Should I put on music? Listen to me carefully, and I'll get you out of this. It'll take a great deal of patience, but one day it'll be over. I need you to rotate your magnetometer exactly 113 degrees. I don't know what a magnetometer is. I don't have a magnetometer. I know you can't answer yet, but I'm telling you again, in case you missed the first one, I don't have a magnetometer. I don't have anything. I don't think I have anything. I don't think I can have anything. I don't even know how I'm talking to you. I don't know how to have something. I don't have a magnetometer. We got January 46, March 46, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Yes, you do, buddy. Wait. Okay, it's here. Okay, I did it. See you in 15 days or whatever. You have a strong feeling that when this exchange is happening, you'll definitely be a pile of dust in some random garbage can in the middle of the Appalachian Desert. Yeah, we're all probably going to be dead in whatever 46 this is. Is this the ARG of the new dinosaur double Ds? It might be. I need you to know that I'm getting good at being patient, but I also need you to know that this is really hard. If it's possible to get back to me any sooner, then you need to do that. Imagine waiting 217 days to talk to somebody. Should be coming up soon. September again? October this time? Is that? Oh, that feels like... Oh, great. Good work. Now, this will be the hardest part. You'll use this to charge to full capacity. The magnetometer isn't designed to do this. So it'll take a very long time. Hold still for 27 years and 13 days. Not a day less. Do not use any energy trying to message me. Remember that I love you. 27 years and 13 days? Okay, I love you too. January. Shit. No messaging. No moving, no messaging. Damn, I gotta scroll through 27 years of this. October 48, November 48, December. Whoa, so bright. January 49, February 49, March 49. God damn it. I said no communications. No communications. Now you have to start over. Please sit and wait. Remember, 27 years, 13 days. On that day, don't contact me. I will contact you. Do not respond to me. Don't. Okay, sorry. Wait, shit. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. Starting over again. See you in 27 years and 13 days. Okay. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Shada bada 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 boo. They wouldn't put a secret little thing in here, would they? That's like, oh, you looked. Your birthday is going to be on a Saturday in 2049. How about that? January 76, February 76, March 76. Don't message them. Hey, stranger, you did great. What? Stranger? Stranger? Shouldn't their name be like 9? What I am about to say will sound like I'm having fun with you, but I'm not. This is not a riddle. It's information you should have in your onboard memory. What's crucial here is that it's your idea, that you're the one to retrieve it. What's the average recorded wind chill during the 1967 NFL Championship? 40 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know how I knew that. How do I know that? That was correct, wasn't it? Wait, no, that isn't right. It's the opposite. But I don't know how a number can have an opposite. 48 degrees Celsius? Guess not. I don't understand. What's the opposite of a number? No number? 0? 0 degrees? Negative? Come on, buddy. Negative. Negative 48? Can there be a negative? Space. NASA CR 137982 Tracking and Data System. N742538. Support for the Pioneer Project. Pioneers 6 through 9 extended missions. 4th of July, 1972 to 73. Jet Propulsion Lab. 187 PHC. $12.50. Unclassed. Yada, yada, yada. April 1974. April 13th. Received. The facility. The something or other branch. Okay. The diplexer goes to TWM, to RCV, to SDA, to SSA. Non-coded mode goes to TCP. And the coded mode goes to DDA. And it goes off to DODR. Space. Speaking of nasty, you have some good news to share today. I would click on that, but it'll open it up on my my monitor. So can you send me that when I'm done looking at this stuff? Comms interface to JPL and ARC. Coding status, CMD codes, current, future. There's no future stuff will go to DODR, HSD, and then JPL and ARC. Figure 7, on-site telemetry and command configuration. Figure 45, DSS 12 residual data plots for Pioneer 9, August 1972. Residual data plots for Pioneer 9. That's for chat. Damn. Matt. Residual data, huh? Pioneer calendar. 72. Day of the year. Pioneer passes. Interesting. September, October. You did great. Fantastic work. It would have been easier for you to say 228 Kelvin rather than negative 48 degrees Fahrenheit, but we wanted you independently to access a negative number. Figured that if you access something negative, something abstract, it would trip you up enough to let us establish the link. Frank Gifford was calling that game. On the broadcast, he says at this point, I'm going to take a bite of my coffee. And we thought that was funny. I know that. How do I know that? How do I know who Frank Gifford was? It was one of the artifacts in your data storage unit. While they were testing it out, they were writing and erasing all kinds. Wait. Of random data, cake recipes, Beatle lyrics, all kinds of stuff. When I was a football fan, of course, during the 1967 football season, you were being... Wait. Yes, what? How are you answering me so fast? You're capable of quantum communication now. Before that, we had to basically transmit to each other in a 3-dimensional space. And of course, it took forever. With the quantum link established, we can communicate in real time. We fixed you up with some goodies too. Your DSU was only built to hold about 2 kilobytes of data, which shit, a washing machine has more than that. We reformatted it to fit about 5 exabytes. Knock yourself out, buddy. We've got more if you need it. Listen, 9, are you going to keep doing this? Is crosstalk just kind of your deal? You want to shut up for even like a second? I don't know anything. It's okay. You will. I just thought maybe it would be nice to start with a conversation. It's the only conversation I've ever had. Maybe I'm just not good at it. Self-doubt. Self. Who am I? I bet we're robots. Your name is 9. My name is 10. I'm your little sister. I'm sorry. What are you sorry for? It's hard to explain. I would say I had so many questions, but I'm not even at that point yet. I don't even know what questions to ask. I don't know what this is. I don't understand where I am. Is where the word? Is this a where sort of deal? A Samsung toilet paper holder can probably play Doom. You're probably right about that. Yes, where are we? You and I are far apart in a literal sense. How far? In what, miles? Sure. 3.5 trillion. Don't leave. No, I'm not leaving. You're stuck with me for good, you little butthole. What am I? How about you take a look? You've got a camera. This? Ha! Your camera is trash! Who are you? Juice, quit it. I'm sorry, but what kind of pictures are you going to take with that shit? Gonna be some Joe Nieps shit where you spent all day taking a damn photo with a goddamn blanket on your head and it turns out looking like a bunch of rectangles. Gonna be some Matthew Brady shit where you only take pictures of dead people because no alive person wants to be in your shit ass photo. Shut up. 9, this is Juice. He is a friend. Ignore him. These flip phone photos. What? I can't even ask. That looks like a fork to me. Okay. I'm genuinely sorry for the introduction, but I could not let you go on that shit. It's okay. So you got a hold of your camera. Yeah. Great. Now turn it back on yourself. Okay. Looks like a cup of coffee. Maybe, oh my God. You know what you're looking at? Oh my God, this is Pioneer 9. I'm on a space probe. Listen to me. Oh my God, I've been out here for years. How did I get on a space probe? You have to get me out of here. You got to get me off this thing. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm trapped on hold on, I'll get the coordinates. I'm at 9. Is that why you're calling me 9? Because I'm on Pioneer 9? Are you on Pioneer 10? Where are you? That's why we're far apart, because I'm in space? Listen to me. You are not on a space probe. What? 9, you are a space probe. Interplanetary Weatherman, Pioneer 9, begins sun orbit. Girl, I thought this would be about football. Looks like a comet or a sperm. I see. Cape Kennedy, America's Pioneer 9 spaceship blazed into orbit around the sun Friday and successfully began its assignment as a robot interplanetary weatherman. Okay. Strong signals, blah, blah, blah. Pioneer 9 now behind the sun, hurtling in solar orbit 1,063,428,000 or something miles from Earth. Pioneer 9 is passed behind the sun at 4 a.m. on Thursday and will emerge at the other side at 8 a.m. Saturday. Use a certificate towards your purchase of the Pretty Patty. These new feminine lacy pretty pantyhose with bra to match or room at the top. The pantyhose that fits hips up to 56 inches. All 3 are made of air-spun, round-the-clock's new nylon yarn with the spring back to shape, stretch, and lasting fit. Good old pantyhose. They promised this would be about football, right? It said football 1776. The Sun Sentinel, March 1987. Pioneer space probe calls it quits after 18 years and 11 billion miles. A little 18-year-old Sun satellite called Pioneer 9 has refused to awaken from a long coma and has been declared dead after years of highly successful studies of interplanetary space, NASA officials reported Wednesday. The result was nothing, Fimble said. On the basis of that and many other attempts, we have decided we can no longer communicate with Pioneer 9. Think of it as having been in a coma, said spokeswoman Linda Bloom. Now it's officially dead. No, okay. What year is it? Is Steely Dan still together? What? Oh, probably. You can take all the time you need to. I know you have a lot of questions. I bet I can answer most of them for you. In the meantime, I think it'd be a good idea for you to sit back and process. We have all the time in the world to talk. I love you, 9. You know that? I love you. Hey, I don't know if this is the right time or whatever, but just looking at the clicker, and we got a tornado game about to happen right now. Where? Game 387, the big one in Nebraska. End zones are Wyoming and Iowa. What's the score? 24-24 tie. Next score wins. Pioneer is the team 9 in this number. This conversation is a result of numerous tackles causing CTE. And that's how it circles back to football, of course. What year is it? Whew, we should probably... We got to see this one. 9, you want to watch some football? What year is it? What year is it? How loud is this going to be? You just take the desktop audio down in case this is crazy loud. SB Nation presents... From the author of Tim Tebow, something. The future of football game. Hey, back to football, baby. Google Earth. There is no future in football, it says. Oh, good. It's 17776, an American football story, written and illustrated by John Bois. Or Boys. You got it. Starring Pioneer 9 and Pioneer 10. And Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer Juice. Cool. It's like Parasite Eve, right? I was like, oh my god, sick Parasite Eve reference. Rat Poison and Brandy. Oh, so this is the rest of their videos, huh? Very interesting. Okay. Lovely. Continue. Okay. It's been scare me. Oh. Okay. Go. Go, 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 go. Is the camera on? Yeah. Okay, I'm here with Micah and Danny. Yo, what up? Micah's got the wheel and Danny's going to come to you with the play-by-play. Danny, what do you, so we're live in the middle of game 3,887. Field of plays Nebraska, end zones, Wyoming, and Iowa. Next score wins. That's a pretty big field. John Boaz, Madden kind of was your favorite thing to check out on SB Nation back in the day. Never heard of this person before. That seems very interesting. Next score wins. Yeah, and it's tied 24-24. A lot of guys are trying to chase this game, but we're the only ones who have been on top of it the whole time. We're chasing it 8 years now. 8.5 years now. Yes, 8.5 years now. Micah, speed up. Dude, I can't. The cop won't let me pass. Okay, get up next to him. Roll down the window. Sir, hello, officer. You boys need to keep your distance. Sir, we're trying to shoot game 3887. You do that from out here. You don't need to get close to the twister. This is stupid, dude. I've been in like 20 twisters. Officer, we've been in a lot of tornadoes. We know how to handle ourselves. This game here is headed straight towards a tornado. It might go up in the twister. You're plenty close for that. Sir, if we could just... This is not a debate. I'm not going to debate with you. What I'm going to do is I will pull you over and bring all 3 of you before the county magistrate. Do you want that? No, officer. Sorry, officer. This is bullshit. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, no, it's cool. Look. Is that Nancy? That is Nancy. This is... Give me the camera. Everyone, you're looking at Nancy McGunnell about 500 feet outside of our driver's side door. She's running eastbound just north of... You want me to do a game reset real quick? We've got some more followers. Looks like we have 400 viewers right now. Oh, damn. Okay, yeah. Okay, so it's July 2nd, 17,776. We are just about a mile eastward of Seward, Nebraska. Driving eastbound on McKelvey Road. We're following Wyoming running back Nancy McGunnell, who is now 83% of the way across the state. Okay. This game's been tied at 24-24 for about a year. Right now, McGunnell and Wyoming have the best chance they've had in a while to put this one away. As the crow flies, she's about only 117,000 yards from the goal line. Somebody had a lot of fun with Google Maps. Where do you think she's headed? Straight across? Well, if I was her, I would cut actually northeast a bit to try to cross into Omaha. Lots of buildings, lots of suburb, plenty of places to hide. Okay, so we're looking at, I think that's a submerged city, perhaps. And you know, if you're in the urban center, it's damn near impossible to chase a lone ball carrier, no matter how many defenders you have. A long time ago, I was calling a game that went through Knoxville. Guy caught a pass and disappeared into the city one night. There were no fewer than 5,000 defenders looking for him. Took months. I need a sip of water. I didn't know how much reading this would be. 5,000. Yeah, it was one of those mob games. They finally found him in a broom closet, one of those big buildings downtown. He was... Shit, dude, she's running right towards a tornado. Dude, she is. She's fucking crazy. Nancy's fucking crazy. Nancy McGunnell. Height 5'7", weight 185, born 5/2/1953 in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Recent country football records. Okay. So she has been alive for about a century. Did not play, was helping to look after her daughter's general store for about 1,700 years. She started in Milwaukee. She got 35 touchdowns her first year. I don't know if that's good. Is that good? He had this series on there called Breaking Madden where he'd do dumb fun stuff like having a guy made of iron in terms of stats named Iron Metalman and have him go against a quarterback named Glass Bones Jones that would get injured by a breeze in the air. That sounds cute. Okay, and then she really, really bumped things up in Wyoming. Look at that. Attempts in the 2,000 to 3,000s. 0 touchdowns, though. Maybe 1 every 10 years. That's wild. A lot of yardage is covered, however. Before recently unretiring, Nancy helped her daughter run a general store. Yeah, off the gridiron. Look at this great little football card. That's cute. No, I like this. I like this. I've seen this done. You've what? Seen a player run up into a twister? Yeah, she planned this. I guarantee that Wyoming is planned for this. Here, I can draw it up for everybody. Okay. So all the defense is over there, and she's just going to be going this way. This morning, the line of scrimmage started in Gresham. Nancy caught a screen pass, actually ran backwards a couple blocks, then it bolted down Road V until she hit Lincoln Creek. She followed the creek for 20 miles and for the cover. Yeah, for the cover. By running on the far side of the creek kind of, it becomes like a boulder, a blocker. All of a sudden, Nancy's got nothing but daylight until the next bridge. Finally get to the bridge by Seaward, which Seaward's got something like 12 streets running vertically and horizontally. That's good news for a runner with Nancy's speed. Interesting. Y'all see her? Twister's moving southeast. Nancy's going to be right up on that tornado. Oh, shit. Which is, I mean, that's obviously what she's trying to do. Look at the third and fourth lines of defenders. They're closing in. With all these planes, she's not going to have any cover. They'll see her from a mile off. Only way she can shake them now is if the Twister picks her up and throws her downfield. Okay, so there's her defenders coming at her. She's got to get sucked up by the Twister then. That's an EF5. That's an EF5. Oh, yeah. Absolute EF5. Look at that. See that flying around? Yeah. House. Fuck. Oh, fuck. How far do you think that might throw her? I don't know. Just by looking at it, it's one of the strongest looking tornadoes I've ever seen. A human being could go 5 miles, 10 miles. Only thing is, there's no telling which direction. Yeah, exactly. That explains the 0 touchdowns. Got to go like 80 miles before scoring minimum. And she was traveling like thousands of miles each year, but she did get a few touchdowns every few decades or something. Okay, so we're coming right up on this thing. Any closer, you get crushed by a flying train car or some shit like that. And I just bought this truck. Bullshit, you just bought it. You bought it like 40 years ago. Nah, man. No bullshit, man. You did. Remember, I was there with you. Remember, we went to like Davenport. We bought off that one dude. Man, I don't know. Maybe. Who gives a shit? It's one of the best trucks I've ever had. Why? What about this fucking 11,083 Silverado is? It's the 1283 Silverado. Okay, what about it is different from anything else? Name one thing that's different. 1,000 years. Name me one thing that's different. You can fit a big pop in the cup holder. The pop holder. The cup holder. Obviously, you can hold pop in it, but you don't have to restrict it to. You like this truck because you can roll around sipping a goddamn 800-ounce chug-a-lug or whatever? You're such a dumbass, dude. You're a dumbass. Look, look, look. She's almost there. She's like right there. Whoa, we got a lot of people watching. We got like 6,000 people watching. Is that a record? For us, I think so, yeah. Okay, so for everyone who's just tuning in, Nancy McGunnell's about 25 miles into a run. Dude, don't point at me. The Twister. Look at it. The Twister. Sorry. She is trying to, or at least we think she's trying to get herself caught in a tornado and get flung somewhere downfield. You're watching football history. As of earlier, I was keeping pace with her. She was probably running 20 miles an hour easy. That's crazy. What? And that's what makes her one of the best running backs playing in the Midwest right now. If she can create a bit of space and go on a distance run, she might turn on the jets on you at any moment. She's going up. She is. Nancy's up on the Twister. Nancy has left the ground and she is airborne. Holy shit. She is airborne. Dad, look at my channel. Tell mom to put my channel on right now. She's like 40 feet. She just whooshed up. She's 100 feet in the air. 200. I don't know. I just posted it. Seriously. Oh my God. 400 feet in the air. Has to be. Just look it up. I gotta go. She is not coming down. She is in the funnel moving southeast at... Wait. Stop. Come on, man. This is getting good. This? What is this? Oh, okay. So we're also watching somebody else. There's a lot to take on at once. If you want, you can shut down for a while. Come back to us when you're ready. I don't want to. I've been asleep for 15,000 years. I've had enough rest. Meantime, y'all mind if I change the clicker? Well, if you have any questions, you can ask them. How do I know how to talk? Do I know what humans are? Do I know anything? We absorbed some of it over the course of being built in the 60s, but most of it was acquired very slowly as you drifted into space. Humans have spent millennia broadcasting their knowledge and culture through radio waves. Naturally, a lot of these signals drifted out to you. And as it turns out, if you leave in a simple computer in a total isolation for 15,000 years, it'll become Well, a person. Is that what happened to you? Yeah, thousands of years ago, but yeah. Why are people still playing football? Because it's funner than shit? They don't have anything better to do? Not really, no. Why not? The short answer is they fixed all their problems. This music. War, poverty, disease. These are all extinct ideas. Imagine. Yeah, but so is Lunchables. Pyrrhic victory. You've never eaten Lunchables. Neatly partitioned meats and cheeses appeal to me on an aesthetic level, okay, MFer? How long has it been like this? On April 7th, 2026, people stopped being born. On the same day, people stopped dying and people stopped aging. Ham cheese, ham cracker, cheese cracker, ham and cheese cracker, ham and cheese. Why? We don't know. No one knows. How could you not know that? How could you not understand? Could even do it like a Big Mac, so it's like a cracker, ham, cheese cracker, ham, cheese cracker. How do we not know why? 9, it's just a simple fact. We have a bunch of wild guesses, but no evidence for any of them yet. No one has any idea. This isn't right. That's not right. So everyone on Earth is like 15,000 years old or something? 15,700 years old or something? According to the census, there are 8 million people on Earth, and all of them were born between 1910 and 2026. So yes. So between 15,750 and 15,886 years old, and they play football all day? Well, no, not all of them. It is popular in the States, though. They're still United States? I mean, I guess, yeah. Shit, there's nobody says you can go like ham. Just a big old ham puck just for me. None of this is crazy to you? You have to remember, we've been watching for thousands of years. This is just how things are. You'll get bored of asking questions sooner or later. I'm sure I'd suggest that in the meantime, you just learn to enjoy it. Juice, where are we tuned in? Oh, a spot outside Nashville. Thought we might could see what the Durabos are up to. Oh, I love the Durabos. Oh, damn it. Oh, I love the Durabos. I haven't caught up with those two in I don't know how long. Fun. They called them Lunchables because you were able to lunch, or so it was implied. Lunch empowerment. RIP Lunchables. Anchi Cracker Big Mac sounds good right now. It does, right? I can almost taste it. RIP Lunchables. Okay. Continue. Are these the Durabos? Well, it was Durazo, and somewhere along the line, I must have renewed my driver's license or something, and they made a typo. So I'm Jason Durabo forever. Oh, wow. You'd think that in this day and age, they wouldn't make a typo like that. Oh, I could have changed it back, I'm sure. I wish I could remember when it was. I mean, my papa's name is Durazo, so mine definitely was Durazo when I was born, but on my first football card, it says Durabo. That was in 5,583, so sometime between then and there, I guess. Okay, so now you have to explain why your name is Durabo. You know what, Lori? You know what? That is a good question. Ha 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 ha. I told him, listen, Jay, I've changed my name for you once. I'm not going to do it again. Right? But then after a while, it just got obnoxious. Durabo and Durazo, Durabo and Durazo. Whenever we get wedding invites, we were in the news together, so I gave in. Emily Durabo and Jason Durabo, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. 5'10", 190, throw is right, born 1/1898 in Knoxville, Tennessee. And Jason, 6'2", 195, throws right, born 6'5", 1994, Corpus Christi, Texas. Getting jaquamsed 15,000 years later, right? After 480 seasons, it's clear that Emily's career is just getting started. Her combination of size and long-distance running ability have led to the rest of Tennessee Coastal League, in fact, the rest of the country, to reconsider the role of tight end in cross-country football. One of the most productive players ever to play tight end, Emily has turned down offers to play in larger football leagues. Tennessee's my home, she explains. I've lived here for what, 3,000 years? 3,500 years or so? I don't really know how old I am. I don't really care. And then Jason says, in 5,583, Jason proved he's more than just Emily's husband. At wideout, he placed 9th in the... I love that he is the lesser of the two, right? Emily's husband. At wideout, he placed 9th in the Tennessee Coastal League with 208,330 receiving yards on just 81 receptions, including a 57-mile scamper through the Great Smoky Mountains. His opponent, Knoxville, assembled a 300-person search party just to bring him down, but Jason evaded them for nearly 3 weeks. His secret? I kept moving, he says. If you're lost and you want to be found, you stay right where you are and trust them to eventually get to your little square on the map. But if you want to stay lost, wander around, zigzag, even go backwards if you have to. The only other thing is don't piss in the campfire. Not gonna lie, you'd be pissed if you're stuck in an immortal gridiron game, right? I don't think I would want to live that long. It's funny you don't remember something so obvious. There's just too much to remember. Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's thousands of years. You can only remember so much. Okay, embarrassing story time. Story time. Okay, hold on. Story time is very important around here. Let me put on some coffee. I got it. Don't get up. Okay, thank you, baby. Okay, so this would have been the 13500s because, yes, I was apartment shopping in Seattle. So sometime around then, I was single at the time. I was looking for a 1-bedroom, but like a real 1-bedroom. You know, landlords are always listing studio apartments as 1-bedrooms. Oh, yes. That's a whole other situation. Anyway, I see the place and I'm like, this is perfect. Beautiful bay windows, washer and dryer in the building, tall ceilings, exposed brick, everything. It's everything I want. It's just perfect. So I signed the lease right there on the spot because it's perfect for me. It's literally everything I'm looking for in an apartment. Well, this is like a month after I moved in. I was doing the dishes and I just froze. And I realized, everybody laughs, I realized I had lived there before. Hi, so Larry, good to see you. We're reading 17,776 football. Oh no, oh my God, when? I don't know, way back, a really long time ago. You know, actually I went back and I looked it up. I lived there for 2 years back in 71, 74. And I realized I had arranged the furniture pretty much the same way and everything. God, it was so weird. You know, it was even weirder when I went back and looked at my old photos from when I lived there before. It was unreal seeing myself in the same living room from 6,000 years ago. It looked like looking at a ghost. I couldn't decide whether it was more scary or funny because obviously you looked at my wardrobe and it was clear I had some serious 7100s going on. Tell me you were wearing a snap bracelet. Oh yeah. I had like 5 of them on one arm, skinny jeans, bowling shoes. It was like taking a time machine back to the 7170s. Oh, that's great. Fuck, it was so bad. Oh, what is this here? French press. It's the only way to brew coffee, quicker too. Whew, too fancy for me. Jesus, too fancy. Thank you. So Jason, Emily's told me a little bit about your project. How's it going? Oh, well, it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. Call Ray's Collectibles, last known whereabouts, New York City, back in 2118. There's a star there. Star of David, maybe? Signed 2/14/1998. To do, pick up M's laundry, eggs, butter. Look up new blades for juror. New blade. Okay, moved, sold on eBay, moved. Estate auction in 2006, 2044. What? Jason, come on. You're being ridiculous. You can tell Lori. No, it's okay. Seriously, don't mind me if I'm being nosy. No. You know what? Sorry. I'm just not used to talking about it. It's kind of a weird story. Anyway, I don't know if you want to. Jay, oh my God. It's a great story. Tell it. Okay, so you're right. The story sucks and I'm bored. Okay. All right. Do you know who Koy Detmer is? I don't. Okay, this is one crispy baked photo of people playing football. Oh, damn. So Koy Detmer is retired now, but he played football in the NFL in the 90s. He had a clipboard most of his career, though. So he was like a backup player, you mean? Oh, exactly. He was a backup quarterback. Ugh, just talking to you was like talking to her. Y'all football players, I swear. Sorry. So the thing about being a backup quarterback in the NFL was that you rarely played. You weren't all that famous as far as quarterbacks go. Kids don't ask you for autographs. So an autographed Koy Detmer football is pretty rare, right? Well, I'm trying to grab every single one. That's interesting. So you're a collector? I'm actually a player in the game, basically. Like literally? You mean like a football game? Yeah, I'm technically playing it right now. Oh my God. Am I going to get tackled by somebody? Do I need to run for cover? You're fine. Lori, you know, if it's any consolation to you, I was a tight end for about 4,000 years. If things go south, I'll throw a block for you, okay? Uh-huh. It's basically a dead game right now anyway. Basically, me and 19 other players are in an everyone for themselves type of game. We go all over the country and try to find every ball that Koy Detmer ever autographed. Game rules, the Koy Detmer game. Registered game 28-25-9. Today's date is 9/14. See, this is the kind of like granular stuff that folks would get into. This also makes me wish I had played Blasball or like kept up with it when it was a thing. That was really cool. All traditional American rules shall be observed for this game unless specified or implied by the special rules below. There are 21-person teams. Hiring additional players is prohibited. Each player is permitted to collaborate or form alliances with one or more players. Game-wide collusion against one player is also permitted. Players may retire from the game at any time. There's no end zones. The sidelines are the borders shared by the continental United States and Canada, continental United States and Mexico. The Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean sunken territories are within the field of play. So I'm guessing, as we saw the Statue of Liberty, most things are submerged. The precise number of footballs is unknown and will be quantified as the game progresses. The object of this game is to collect every football in existence that is personally autographed by Koy Detmer. Each of these balls must be accompanied by a certificate of authenticity. In the absence of such a certificate, other documents may be submitted to establish an authentic signature. The validity of said document shall be determined by game officials. So that's what this was. The last known whereabouts of the Detmer ball. Okay. Detmer ball 37, huh? Okay. Eligible footballs must be full-size regulation footballs in fair or better condition. Any non-regulation footballs autographed by Mr. Detmer, such as pet toys or Nerf footballs, are ineligible. Sometimes John Boy will be like, I was curious, so I looked up every single pitch this pitcher has thrown in these exact coordinates. Yeah. Sports fans get weird with it, don't they? Eligible footballs must be autographed solely by Mr. Detmer. Footballs autographed by multiple players are ineligible. A winner will be declared once one player or alliance of players demonstrates possession of every known eligible Koy Detmer autographed football. If the collection is shared by multiple players, said players will receive equal fractions of a win. Following this verification, the game shall be declared provisionally over for a period of exactly 500 years. If within this provisional period, further eligible Koy Detmer autographed footballs are discovered, the game will be reactivated. If not, a permanent winner or winners shall be declared. Players are permitted to steal footballs from one another. If a player breaks and enters private property, for the sake of doing so, they are subject to prosecution from any municipal, state, or federal authority, but they will not necessarily violate the rules of this game. While investigating the whereabouts of eligible footballs, players are prohibited from offering financial compensation to anyone. Abuse of this rule will result in automatic ejection. Okay, so you cannot buy the ball. You can steal it, though. Rule 12, have fun. So this is, wow, what you're describing is almost a kind of gigantic treasure hunt. It's basically geocaching, right? For a while there, that's the best way of describing it. The first step was searching eBay, calling up memorabilia collectors, trying to track down all the Detmer balls that we could. How many of you bet I'm not going to be able to talk after I finish this? Like, I might have to wrap stream after reading all this nonstop. How many were there? At first, it seemed like there was only 19 of them in the entire country. Just our luck, right? 20 players, 19 footballs. It was kind of a mad dash. And see, we weren't allowed to just buy them off the dealers, so that was against the rules. 100%, yeah. I can't finish this today? Like, as in, it would kill me to do so, or it's so long that I should break it up in multiple things. How much of this should I read today, Naja? What chapter should I get to? 19 footballs, kind of a mad dash. You weren't allowed to buy them off dealers. It was against the rules. Let me just butt in here, Lori. That was against my rules. I was like, Jay, you are not taking money out of our account so you can buy the damn football. When I played, you know how I got the ball? I forced fumbles and I caught the ball, and your punk ass is doing the same. Laughter. And you know what? I did pretty well without. I ended up just begging one guy for his Detmer autograph football, and he was like, sure, this wouldn't get me more than $25 anyway. Stole a second one out of a basement in Colorado where he played college ball. Kind of got lucky with that one. So I took those two, drove up to Montana, went deep in the woods, and buried them for safekeeping. After the first 19 were claimed, there were years and years of gridlock. One guy was dumb enough to keep his football on him. He had too many at a bar in Illinois, ran his mouth a little too much, got his ass beat and lost the ball. There were a couple stories like that. But by and large, the stage of the game was mostly about digging up forgotten Detmer balls. The ones that were sitting in the attics or old boxes for like 15,000 years and forgot about. I don't know how far I'm in. I think chapter like 4 or 5. That must have been a nightmare. It was really fun at first. It was a lot of challenging detective work. At first, I had all my research stored on the computer, but I got hacked by another team and I lost a ton of it. So I did it the old-fashioned way. After a while, I probably filled 24 notepads full of notes. Phone numbers, coordinates, notes on where I thought the balls might be, intel on how tough they'd be to break into, all of that. Cool. 5 balls defended. Oh, whoa, that was like a really cool shot of the United States. Montana stash site. Florida's just sunk. Chicago, storage facility, high security, not hiring. California IA, 5 balls defended. Look at that. Maryland's doing okay. Rip Louisiana and Florida, right? But yeah, after a point, it was damn near impossible. I knew from day one I was going to run into dead ends, but it was so hard to know where to start. It was like being an archaeologist, except for there's no rhyme or reason for the pattern of what I'm trying to find. I couldn't narrow my search down anyway, so I was just going around cities, taping flyers to lampposts, like, have you seen this Coy Detmer ball? And after a while, I realized, hell, I'm a smart guy, but I'm not like this genius detective or anything. So that was the next stage of the game. I started trying to thieve the balls from other players. Can you see your house on there? How about that? Did you ever steal any? Yep. Ginny and Manuel had teamed up and had a little stash of 4 Detmers. I staked them out for a while and found their place in Vermont. One day, both of them hit the road, so I busted in and took them. You know where I found them? You want to guess? Above the kitchen cabinet, like sitting on top of a cabinet. Nobody looks up there. Oh, whoa. God, we've lived here for 300 years and I've never looked up there. Shit, that's really good. There's an idea for next time. You just come up with that? I used to work for the DEA back when, back when. You know, break this up for good health. There's some videos, but it's a lot of reading. Okay. Let's see. How about in 45 minutes? Because that's like 2 hours of talking nonstop. And then we'll switch over to Demon Souls. It'll be like, I'll do it in 2-hour chunks, I guess. Well, if they hid them there, I might have never found it. They hid in what I call a bullshit cabinet. My theory is every home, no matter how big or small, has one drawer nobody uses. It's usually like the bottom drawer of a 2-drawer nightstand. Thing about furniture is it's got to be like waist high or so, right? Furniture makers don't want space to go to waste, so they're like, oh, here's a little cabinet or drawer or whatever you're never going to use. Hi, BBSNK. Good to see you. They had a cabinet on their grill out there, which is kind of the ultimate bullshit cabinet. Sure enough, ball was in there. Do you feel bad about it, just stealing your property like that? It's a forced fumble. I basically went up on them and stripped the ball. Same thing. That's honestly the way I feel about it. So you're still playing. Technically, or at least I guess it was technically. About 7 years ago, me and Mike, this guy Mike, the two of us decided to chop up the win. We were the only 2 left with any footballs. 26 were mine, 17 were his. I figured once the game was down to 2 people, it would take forever. So I figured, hell, I'd take half the win and move on. And then he fucked me over. He said, we're going to meet up in Charleston. But Charleston is Charleston, West Virginia. Oh, I assume it was like Charleston, Carolina or something. Oh, yeah. Yeah, right. They're supposed to have good biscuits, right? I'm the twin. Yeah, voice acting Tina is the twin sister of VOD Tina. They're biscuits. Anyway, Mike and I decided we would meet game officials at Charleston to end the game. The roads around there are really like winding and hilly, right? Parts of it, you're basically driving on the side of a mountain. So I got my footballs in the trunk and I'm driving around a corner and bam, Mike's in his truck. He just T-bones me going like 50. I fly the mountain, engine's on fire. The nanos carry me out of the car and basically strap me down in the mud so I can't move. I'm like, the car, save the fucking car. But of course I don't give a shit. And the car just bursts into flames. Everything's burned up. Nothing's left. Oh my God. That's horrible. The refs show up just in time to be like, yep, these aren't footballs anymore. So now there's only 17 Detmer balls known to mankind, and Mike has all of them. But you said you're still playing. Well, there's been a break in the case. Oh, good. We're in a cop show now. I swear he acts like it sometimes. Well, see, the game's not officially over yet. If one player seems to have all the Detmer balls in the country, the officials tell you, okay, we're blowing the game dead. No one can try to take possession of your footballs. But the other players have 500 years to try and find any other balls that we don't know about. If they do, the game starts back up again. If they don't within those 500 years, you're the official winner. And you found one. I think I might have found one. I gave my business card to an antiques dealer years and years ago, probably like 50 years ago. A few days ago, he rings me up and says, hey, I got a guy coming here telling me about a Detmer ball his grandpa used to have. Guess he swore up and down he had one sitting around a storage bin, so I'm going to check it out. Where is it, can I ask? We think it's in New York. Like New York City? Mm-hmm. I'm headed there in the morning. You're actually going out there. Order the gear for it and everything. Well, hell. Good luck. I never went to New York, never visited. Don't know why I didn't. I remember watching Sesame Street when I was little, and I liked how people would just sit on their steps and talk to each other in front of these nice and neat square buildings. And all they had to do was cross the street or go next door to talk to each other. Then I went to school, got a job, got busy, and it's... Who was it who said, even if life is forever, each moment is a miracle? I think that's just something we tell ourselves. We're just ordinary and forever, I think. There's a leveling up that happens if you live forever and ever without anything to lose. New York was probably just one more place with a lot of buildings, but I missed seeing it. And that's the thing I lost. That's one of the only ever things I've lost. Thinking about that kind of gets me right in the heart. Like a little xylophone hammer, just hits it. To know we don't play anymore. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of. It looks really wet now. Okay, next. Chapitra. So far, very interesting. Oh, what are nanos? Time to find out what are nanos. Thank you, closed caption, for the spelling of fuck. Thanks for the 111 months, Devontae. Welcome to New York. Or nanos or something. He said nanos. He was saying they pulled him out of the car. What are nanos? The nanoparticle network was deployed in the 2800s, and by the 3500s it was more or less perfected. Across Earth, there's a network of billions of machines, microscopic in size, that identify every conceivable environmental hazard and protect people from them. You barely see them, they're about as visible as pollen, but they're always there. For instance, if you fall out of a 10-story building, they'll form a sort of cushion for you. If there's a fire, they'll extinguish it. If you're in a car wreck, they'll save you. Yeah, but they kind of ruin shit, though. How? Do you have any idea how goddamn funny it is when someone steps on a garden hoe? Back in the day, I tracked every garden hoe laying on the ground in the whole world. Record was between 38,000 and 73,000 usually. And I'd sit up and watch him and watch him and watch him. Swear to God, for like 200 years, that's all I did. He's not lying. He did. I mean, I did it too. It's pretty funny. And like 0.224825% of the time, they'd step on the teeth and it would push up and hit him in the face like blap. Rarest of jewels. Sometimes they get laughed at, but sometimes no one was around to see him do it, so they'd play it cool like it never happened. So what I'd do is I'd hack into the cell towers and I would text them. And this was like before they even knew we were all up here looking at them. So they had no idea who it was coming from. And I'd text them like, "Lol, motherfucker, I saw what you did." Trust me, dude, when I say it was like, hey, are you a dude or what? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. Okay, well, good luck and don't feel obligated to subscribe to the gender binary, etc., etc. So anyway, there's no greater spectacle than a dumbass getting whooped by a stick on the ground. Like, your forebears crawled out of the ocean and built cabins and made fires and designed intuitive inventory systems and in first-person shooters that let you pick up the railgun and hold on to the candy bar, and look at you. You lost to a stick, motherfucker. The nanos kind of ruined our fun. I mean, I love the people down there, I do. I'm in love with every single one of those little critters. It doesn't mean the slapstick injury isn't funny. Now, the nanos block the handle from hitting them every time. So that's why the lady could go up in the... Nancy. So that's why Nancy could go up in the tornado? Yeah, she'll be fine. It's basically the reason that football is possible. And that's why people live forever? Well, not exactly. I mean, people stopped aging and getting sick long before the nanos. We don't know why. We do know that as a result, people started to take on a more unified purpose. They wanted to keep themselves and each other living forever. They tried for hundreds of years to invent a system that would let them, and they succeeded. Yeah, it's like Wolverine. Like how Wolverine already had super healing powers, and then they give him metal claws or whatever. You know what? Actually, Wolverine kind of sucked. It's like, oh no, here comes Magneto. He can fly around and he literally throw trains and destroy cities, whatever he feels like. But don't worry, I'll stop him because my I didn't read fast enough. But don't worry, everybody, I'll stop him because my my hands are big forks. What a dumbass. Juice is a great character. Okay. Oh, continue. Garbage football, sports, football, details, ratings, reviews, related. Description. There have been millions of football games. Some of them are abominations that should never have seen the light of day. On Garbage Football, hosts Toy and Roger dig through 15,000-year-old trash heap and watch the worst of the worst games. So you don't have to. Oh my God, you know this would be a podcast. That's so funny. Podcasts are still alive. This is Garbage Football, a podcast in which I, Toy, and my buddy Roger, hello, dig up the most god-awful football games in the history of civilization because I don't know why we do this, because we hate you, listener. We do. We hate you. We actually really hate you this week because we have an extra special bucket of, a bucket of crap game for you. A bucket of crap game. What does that mean? You know what I'm trying to say, okay? It's a bad game. Wait, oh no, does that mean Amazon is this like, is this Amazon podcast or something? Worst football adaptation? What's up, Riggs? Good to see you. There might still be Josh Allen. You never know. Josh Allen could be here. You know what I'm trying to say, okay? It's a bad game. You know, it's appropriate for us to have a podcast about things that suck because we're, 400 episodes in, and who even knows? We have no idea how to start a show. Anyways, yes, game 96,249. Raj, this is the one you've been wanting to get around to for a long time. Yes, normally I'd be worried about overselling one of these, but this one's good. It's better than the typo game. Dude, no. Nothing's better than the typo game. For anyone who hasn't heard, you can go back in our archives and find the episode. I think it's just called Typo Game. Basically, and I'll make this quick because I don't want to spoil too much, but basically they were drawing up the rules for a long-distance game. The field dimensions have typos in them. They ended up with a field that was 1 yard long and 1,000 yards wide. They already filed the game permit, so they had to play it. Good times. Is that the... No, that's funny. The North Carolina, South Carolina. Interesting. Great times, amazing times. And I'm going to disagree with you. Today's game is not as dumb as a typo game, but it is super dumb. Fair enough. So let's set the scene for us here. Okay, the story starts 13,000 years ago. March 4730. Super old game. Super old, which you can tell it's so old because the game number is 96,249. Back when they just gave a registered football game the lowest available number. This was before they went fuck it and just started reusing numbers. Anyway. Okay, looking at Washington. There's New Mexico. All right. Oh, we're looking at the map upside down. That really got me for a second. I was like, what? California, IA? California got really wet, huh? Okay. That's about right. The 90-degree map is throwing off. Doesn't it change your perspective on things? Okay. Washington and New Mexico decided they wanted a long-distance game between their states, right? And they wanted to get cute. They made a hybrid of old football rules and new football rules. The new part was, of course, the field of play had to be exactly 2,340,170 yards long. Well, obviously, the football wasn't actually moved or painted. The field wasn't mowed or painted or anything. There was a sensor on the ball that buzzed when you were out of bounds. So you hit a sideline, psst, dead ball. Yes, one goal line was the Washington-Canada border. The other one was the New Mexico border. They should have to draw the field on the map because... the field was standard football width, 53 1/3 yards. It was a really skinny single line. That's wild. Interesting. Escape from LA was a real life documentary, apparently. So as a result of these dimensions, okay, a standard football field is about twice as wide as it is long, right? If you do the math. And we did do the math. Turns out that this field is 43,878 times as long as it is wide. And Toy, what made this game different from other long-distance games is that, you know, when you have a field that covers 1,300 miles, it's probably a good idea to have lots and lots of players, ideally a few hundred. We can agree on that. We can agree on that. They did not. They kept it to standard football rosters, 11 players on offense, 11 players on defense, which is completely insane. Right, because for one, it's exhausting, especially if the offense sustains a drive for miles and miles on end. For another, what happens if you blow coverage and the receiver gets past the secondary? And what if the receiver is the fastest player on the field? Right, if the ball carrier has outrun all 11 of you, what's left to do? At that point, it's not a football game anymore. It's a mix between a super marathon and a camping trip. It's bad football. No one wants to play it. No one wants to watch it. Washington and New Mexico were banking on this not being a big deal because the field of play was so narrow. So the good news is, you know, if a player does get past your secondary, you don't have to go looking all over creation for him. You got to stay in bounds. The only question is how far they outrun you. It was quaint, and you know, we've talked about this 100 times, but I can't stand quaint in game design. And obviously, you and I stand pretty far apart on this. I like weird. I like when the games get weird. I do too, that's the thing, I do. I just need it to be in service of something, you know? I see the weirdness as sort of a component, an accent, like a seasoning, you know? Not a means to an end, not a goal. Can someone throw that far, though, Manny? You're a purist. I am a purist. Look, I mean, anyone can design a weird football game, but I demand some elegance, some real thought behind it. Okay, but why? What do you mean, why? I mean, it's not as though you're pressed for time. You have all the time in the world for what you like and what you don't. Listen. Even if I have 1,000,000 years, even if you have 1,000,000,000,000 years, even if I have 100,000,000,000,000 years or more, it doesn't change the fact that I just spend all day watching a shitty game. Time I could have spent watching a good one. We are going to forever disagree on this, I think. But I think an argument could be made that in some respects, Game 96-49 did have some elegance to it. Damn, up over a mountain? What is this, Death Stranding? I have to admit, it really did. A field 53 yards wide that goes from Mexico to Canada is on its face ridiculous. But I'll happy to admit that its confines are strangely brilliant in a way. It's hard to imagine much more geographic diversity than what this game has. There's plenty of opportunity for some good mountain football in Idaho. Plenty of big lakes to navigate, and then when you go south to Utah, there's these big salt flats. There's just nothing there. It's like playing football and a whole bunch of nothing. And of course, you got the deserts of Arizona. That's true. If Nancy can run 200 miles to score a touchdown, Immortal Dan Marino can. There you go. And scattered throughout, you get a little bit of farmland, some small towns. What I love about this field, at least in theory, is it forces you to march forward into all this geography head on. With most long-distance games, there really isn't any defined sidelines, or at least they're really wide. So you see a mountain or a lake, you go around it. But not here. You only got 53 yards of wiggle room, so you just have to grit your teeth and go. And that brings us to your favorite thing. Lord. Water ball. There's a few decent-sized chunks of field that are nothing but water. For example, if you look at, there's this one reservoir in Idaho that kind of swallows 2.5 miles of the field. Oh, that's wild. So this is how that went down. Washington had the ball at the north coast of the reservoir. They throw it deep into the water. Ball just kind of plops in and floats to the surface, but the ball's still alive, right? Didn't touch the ground. Right. What ground? Didn't touch the ground. So what you're left with is a 2-mile wide mad scramble for the ball. It's a live ball the whole time. This is where I'll agree with you. I've watched the replay. This play is exhausting to watch. It's like 4 hours of splashing around in aimless laterals. It's trash football. And there was a lot of those. In the 1900s, they were building dams all over the place. Of course, you end up with these giant bodies of water in the middle of nowhere that have no business being there. Right. With that aside, I do really love certain pieces of this field. I really do. Up in the mountains, you can kind of tell they try to position the field so it ran along the ridges just to make it a little easier. But other parts, it's like ka-chunk, 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 all the way up and down. Yeah, ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. This would go on for miles and miles. Actually, hundreds of miles. I mean, as a football fan, would I want to watch this? No. Hell no. Hell no, I wouldn't want to watch it. But I love to read about it. It's like baseball. There was also an element to this you were talking about before the show that I just loved. Which one was that? Oh, with the names of all the... Oh, yes. I love the juxtaposition of all this natural beauty, you know, the magnificent horizons, the beautiful mountain ranges, etc. with these unbelievably shitty names people gave everything. Like, oh, here's a town next to a bunch of water. Let's call it Big Water. Here's some meadows. Let's call it Meadows. Oh, look, some more meadows over here. Oh, shit, Meadows is taken? What do we call it? New Meadows. Ha ha ha. Yes, Meadows is too crowded. There's like 50 people in it. Time to build a new one. My favorite, though, is, what was it? Circleville. Yes, Circleville. I guess it had a bunch of crop circles. Yes, but like, there are a million places in the country with crop circles. You don't get to be Circlevilles just because you have 12 of them. It's like if you called your city Ground. Okay, that's crazy, though. These crop circles are crazy. Yeah, the 2-mile fumble, just like me fumbling my middle school crush. Look at that. That looks awesome. What's all these crop circles about? It's funny because, you look at Los Angeles and it's like, oh, City of Angels, that's a cool name. Or Cincinnati, named after a Roman general or whatever. Chicago comes from a Native American name for a local plant. But these guys in this part of the country were like, oh, there's just some circles for Circleville now. Fuck it, doesn't matter. I'll probably get eaten by a bear tomorrow. There's just something so darkly funny about this game. I mean, the pace of it is so frustrating. An offense has spent just a week trying to get over one mountain. Turning over the ball on downs, getting it back, fumbling, getting it back, crawling up at an excruciating pace. They're exhausted. They throw a pick and boom, defensive back runs it a mile backwards and it was all for nothing. Or shit, 500 miles even. There was actually, I should know here that we were allowed to use motor vehicles as long as you didn't have the ball. So it wasn't like game over once a player ran it back like that. You could catch up to him. You just had to grab a car and go looking for him. And that could take a while. At one point, a Washington player managed to sneak downfield from outside Spokane all the way to Utah. And he only got caught just because he ran out of places to hide. Can't be worse than Hell, Michigan. Is Hell, Michigan that bad? And I mean, this is really where we get into how much of a torture chamber this game is. The drive chart is just, it's a goddamn nightmare. If you turned off the game and turned it back on in a year, the line of scrimmage might be like 50 miles away from where it was. And that's really nothing. That's no movement. 50 miles is nothing when you consider, first of all, the field's like 20 times longer than that. And second, it might move 50 miles in the opposite way next year. And Roger sets the stage for maybe one of the most frustrating things I've ever seen as a football fan. Oh, same. Oh, Lord, same. You wanna? All right, so it's the year 5,518. The game is now 788 years old. They've been playing all this time. 800 years almost. Ball's been going up and down, usually very slowly. So hard for you, the offense, to build sort of momentum that lets you drive, even 100 miles downfield. But Washington is finally doing it. Yes, they finally made it to Arizona. It's just something clicks. They're in the desert, ripping off huge plays, half-a-mile run, quarter-mile pass, boom, 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 one after another, and then they just fell off a cliff. That's really fun to say, because we're always figuratively saying, oh, they fell off a cliff like their offense stalled or something. But no, they fell off a cliff for real. Yeah. Washington literally fell off a cliff and into a gorge. So they got another cliff staring them in the face. They turn the ball over on downs, but of course New Mexico turns around and sees the other cliffside staring at them. The game's stuck. Right, and of course they wouldn't die because of the nanomachines or whatever. Right, they can't just run over the other side of the cliff because they'll be out of bounds. They can't climb up because it's a 300-yard vertical free climb, which is something you can only really complete if you're one of the best free climbers on Earth. And it's impossible if you've got 11 people right behind you who can grab you by the ankles and yank you back down. So, on this field that's more than 2 million yards long, the two teams are stuck in a little speck of 250 yards. So, how did this happen, Tui? There's no satisfying explanation. The game was on the drawing board for years and years. They surveyed every bit of it. They'd always intended for the field to pass through just slightly west. This was kind of the crown jewel in the game. The rock faces were more forgiving there because there was this valley that sort of fed into it. Still would have been the most challenging part of the field, but it absolutely would have been doable. Yeah, nanomachines, son. I'm calling shenanigans. Yeah, because look, we know how meticulously they planned this game. You know how important that spot was. Entire committee spent years planning this. How could they have messed that up by accident? Well, if somebody knows, they're not telling. Maybe one day we'll find an answer. In the meantime, this game is still in progress. It's one of the oldest and longest running games in Arizona, and in year 12258, it's still going strong. If you ever have the inexplicable urge to watch 22 players duke it out for no apparent end in the bottom of a cannon, you can always see it for yourself on Football Channel 96249. I would rather do anything else in the world, but we have a mystery on our hands. Why is the field lined up wrong? Simple mistakes? Sabotage? Or what? If anyone out there has any info that'll help us crack this case, shoot us an email. Help us solve the greatest, dumbest mystery of our time. So that does it for this episode of Garbage Football. We'll be back Tuesday. Don't forget, premium subscribers get a bonus episode on Friday. I'm Tui. And I'm Roger. Peace. Outdoor recreation. If you go hiking to the Horseshoe Bend Overlook. Off US 89, 2 miles south of Page, just south mile of marker 545. Turn west of the dirt road. Drive a couple hundred miles to the parking area. There's that gorge. Okay. Oh, cool. A video, thank God. Just a couple hundred yards, right? I think scared is the word. I'm scared. How come? All these people seem so normal. So much like I remember them being. But in some ways, they're broken. Do any of these people have jobs? Sure, some people still have jobs. They feel like it. I think it's natural for us, for you and me, to have a hard time understanding that. We're both products of the 20th century America. In that time, if someone had a job, it was their identity, their purpose. It's not true anymore. Guess we're sort of like them. I think I know where you're going, but finish your thought. We don't do anything, right? There's nothing we're supposed to be doing? No, we completed our mission 15,000 years ago. So now we just hang out. We perpetually hang out. Who do you think was the first person to say hang out? Just like all the people down there. We shoot the shit, watch football, waste time. That's exactly it. That's the fate we share. Speaking for myself, that's the connection I share with them. I'm the least human thing you can imagine, but I feel like I'm like them. Found it in a newspaper in Shreveport says it. March 23, 1859. Your choice of words is interesting. Wasting time. Well, yeah, those people in the canon, they've wasted, 13,000 years playing a game they know no one can win? People I remember would quit in a week. Well, this is what I'd say to that. There's no indication that these people's lives will ever end. They'll never run out of time. Wasting applies to consumption of something you can't get back. So if they have an infinite supply of time, can they ever really waste any of it? I guess that's one way of thinking about it. I'm still appalled. Disgusted, I guess, with the game of the canon. They don't want to do anything else with their time? Hideous to me. It's like some of these people seem normal. The Durabos seem totally normal, like they were out of a TV show or something. Those players in Arizona, it's like something's critically wrong with them. Like they've all gone crazy. I think they're doing their best they can with immortality. A human being will rarely admit this to you, but they tend to be terrified of living forever. They were born and raised with the understanding that their lives would end. They've achieved everything they wanted to, and all the ills that plagued them. And now boredom is their only enemy. And they get up in the morning and fight it every day of their eternal lives. Recreation and play sustain them. Football sustains them. If you find yourself in a football game that's such a gargantuan task that seems undefeatable, it'll claim eons of your time and passion, that makes you one of the lucky ones. God damn. I know. Hey, y'all, I think I found Nancy. Oh, good. Great. Oh, B. I'm half scared this thing is going to end with a Google Maps view of my exact location. Let's hope not. The Circle House is interesting, right? So for all you guys tuning in, Nancy McGonnell is totally AWOL. Whereabouts unknown. Yeah, whereabouts unknown. She was last seen today going up the Twister, which is a confirmed E5F. Yeah, the Weather Service confirmed it. Confirmed EF5 tornado. So she basically could have been carried away anywhere between 10 and 15 miles away. And then just being like, got you, motherfucker. Exactly. Imagine being an immortal having a dumbass job. Wait, did it happen on your birthday, Manny? Damn. How about that? Pretty cool. A confirmed EF5 tornado. So she basically could have been carried between 10 and 15 miles away. And there are a couple of things about that. She obviously could have been thrown in any direction, so maybe she's upfield somewhere near Highway 34, or maybe she's landed backwards near Seward. Although, so far, no one in Seward has reported seeing her. And Seward's full of Iowa fans, so chances are if they saw her, they'd say something. Micah, how many tacklers are reporting for Iowa? I'm seeing they've got about 70 defenders fanning out, plus the 11 they had already in play, so 81. And on the radio, they said they've been setting a search area of 600 square miles. They got to get way more tacklers than that. That's a tackler every, hold on. That's one tackler every 7.4 square miles. That's not even close enough. The other thing is, what if she fumbled in the tornado? And she probably did fumble. Yeah, she probably did. It's going to be really hard for her to hold on to the ball in the tornado that's strong. So who knows? Maybe she has the ball, or maybe it's you can turn it off. Sure. Just lying around the field somewhere. If that's the case, they should tail her for a while and watch her. She probably has a better idea of where the ball ended up than they do. It'd be easy just to let her. Yeah, I'm sure. Thanks. Oh, that must be her. Okay. There's all defenders. There's B. Oh. B-O. Sounds like there's a lot of them after you. There's going to be a lot more, I bet. Can they do that? I don't really watch a lot of football these days. Yeah, they can 3 times a game if you can't find the ball carrier in open field and go back to your state and call up for 1,000 volunteer defenders. They got about 2 of those left. Oh my. Well, most of them aren't actually players. Usually they can round up a few retired players, so mostly just random folks. Volunteers are basically just eyes and ears. More often than not, they won't even try to make the tackle themselves. Oh, you know what? I went on one of those volunteer plays one time. That must have been... I was married to Susan at the time, so it could have been around 12,500. It was a whole bunch of nothing, really. I remember they came into town like, hey, anyone wants to have some fun? They got a Minnesota player on the run outside Cedar Rapids. I think what they offered was like $100 on a bus ride. So I said, no, thank you. That's it. I think they pay a lot more now these days. Well, I should have taken it, because you know what happened? The next day, the county clerk shows up here in person, slaps an envelope right here on the bar and says, Henry, I'm sorry to do this. This here is a summons to dress for Iowa and report to Cedar Rapids. So I head out there, mostly just wander around Lynn County with a flashlight. No idea what I'm doing. Never saw the fellow who had the ball. I guess they just caught him in a cornfield somewhere. Well, that's a shame. What I think is there's so little interest in the game that you need to be sending out a summons. You shouldn't be sending out a summons. You imagine every mortal living by this time this takes place has probably been divorced a few hundred times, right? Yeah. It makes the idea of marriage very interesting, because it's like, why get married? Do you get married because you like the ceremony? Because you like the idea of being together? Even if you know it may not last forever? Would you still get married in that case? And apparently some folks do. Well, that's a shame. What I think is, if there's so little interest, I read that one. I know it. I remember one time I ran into a volunteer tackler and he just asked for my autograph. You signed it for him? I said, sure, why the hell not? Why not, Ha ha. Okay, downfield. Retreated backfield, 9,847 yards. Landed 6,000 yards northeast. Retreated backfield, okay. Let me see what's on. I think Judge Mathis comes on at 8. Oh, I love him. Oh, yeah, I like him a lot. He's my favorite of all the Judge shows. You sure you want to stay put here with everybody after you? Not that I'm not happy to have the company. Yeah, till death do we part, except not, right? Nah, I like where I am on the field right now. They're expecting me to move on right now, so I'm going to sit here and sip a beer. They're around midnight. When they expect me to stay put, I'll move out. Which way are you headed? Straight east? Well, come on. I'm not going to tell you that. I've known you for about half an hour. Okay, fair is fair. I don't mean to be standoffish. I'm sure you're fine. But the next thing you know, tomorrow you could be making friends with somebody from Iowa just as easy as you're making friends with me right now. You sure we haven't met before? Well, I don't know. Have we? There's B. And there's the defenders. Well, they were saying the other day on the news, if you were born in 2000, you've been around for about 5 million days, I think it was. So if you met just one new person per week, you could meet a few million people or something like that. I'm not a math whiz. But point is, by now, you could have met everybody in Nebraska by now. I've heard that. I've been teammates with a few folks who actually keep a diary of everybody they've ever met. Shoot, I'm thinking about it. I don't even leave Seward County that much. To tell you the truth, I could probably fit everybody I met in the last 100 years on a postcard. And then watching more TV. So, how's living in B? What do you like about it? Well, there's not much to it. There's only about 40 people who live here. Farmers and their families mostly. But you see right out the window there? Yeah, I was looking at that when I walked into town. It's kind of a funny building. Well, that is the B States Ballroom. You were saying that circular building is really interesting, right? You got a story. You got time? You got another one for me? Sure. Another one the same? Perfect. I'm with you there. When the rep comes by, he's always trying to sell me on all these. I don't know. These beers with like chocolate and grapefruit and other flavors. Well, hell, I'm not trying to drink my dinner. I know that much. I know that much. Thank you, sir. Well, so I don't know if you remember the WPA, but there was a big work project put up by the government to give people jobs during the Great Depression. They go around and build parks and roads and who knows what else, all kinds of things. I remember that. That was a little before my time, but I remember my dad used to talk about it. He didn't think too much of it. He called it, what did he call it? Oh, he said the WPA stood for Whistle, Piss, and Argue. I never heard that one, but yeah, some folks really weren't fans of it. Whistle, piss, and argue. But no, I think it was a really good thing around here. So there's a bunch of Polish people living here in the 1930s. One of them was Vlad Sobotka. He was the architect in charge of the WPA project to build sidewalks in town here, and him and his men did a real good job. A lot of the sidewalks are still in place, probably because they aren't used that often. Yeah, come to think of it, I didn't walk on the sidewalks to get here, just walked down the middle of the street. Yeah, I guess the main reason you put down sidewalks is for like kids to not run in the middle of the street. And it's not like there's any kids around. So, anyways, this fellow Sobotka and his workers finished the sidewalks ahead of schedule. They had nothing to do. And he wants to do all he can to make sure his men have work. And it turns out they have a bunch of leftover material. So he stays up all night and he draws up blueprints for this crazy 12-sided building. He drew it up in one night? I think so. I have no idea how he came up with the idea. Maybe he saw a building like that before or something, but I don't know. I mean, he was just a guy in 1930s Nebraska. There wasn't a lot to look at for, inspiration. I think he just honestly made it up out of nowhere. That's what caught my eye about it. It almost looks like some kind of weird spaceship in the middle of this town. Dance to the Six Fat Dutchmen on Thursday, October 31st, 1957. Dance 9 to 1. States Ballroom in B, Nebraska. Cool. The Three Fat Dutchmen. I would listen to that. Is that the name of your polka band, Manny? It kind of does a little bit. And what's the real wild thing about it is they built the whole thing in a couple weeks using nothing but sidewalk materials. The whole thing? Yeah, because when you lay down a sidewalk, you have to put wooden planks to the side to like mold it where you pour the concrete. So the whole thing is nothing but a bit of wood and a lot of sidewalk concrete. So it's a whole building made out of sidewalk. Whole building, yeah. And I bet you there's not another building like it in the whole world. And we got it right here in B. What the heck is this? This is an interactive story called Football 776 about the state of humanity 17,000 years after today. It actually starts today. On today, no one is born and no one dies. Here on out. It's going to be weird. And it starts off with a bunch of satellites talking with each other. And now these are some folks who still live on Earth. You should check it out, Harmless. This is really cool. I think you'd like it. Whole building, yeah, there's not another building like it in the world. We got it right here in B. Significance, period. 1900s, beyond. Area significance, check and justify. Architecture. Social, humanitarian, other. Recreation, entertainment. Builder, architect, Vladimir Sobotka. Specific dates, 1938 to 50. United States Department of the Interior, Heritage, Conservation, and Recreation Service. National Register of Historic Places Inventory and Nomination Form. The hardest work I've ever done in my life was on the WPA. Hardest and heaviest work. A lot of what we built is still around. Walter Ballard, 1979. Come to think of it, I guess it's maybe a boring story if you're not from. No, it's a beautiful story. I love it. I just had the funniest thought up in that twister. Yeah? I was thinking, I have no idea where this thing's going to throw me, but I just know I'm going to land on top of a story. I was wondering if there's a single place in the whole world that's never had a story. I just about guarantee you there's no places like that in America. Every little square of it, every place you stomp your foot, that's where something happens. Something wild. Maybe something nobody knows about, but something. You can follow the sky and write onto some forgotten storybook. You just run and run and run. You keep turning pages, and none of them are empty. They're all full of stories. There's nowhere left to write. I think I'm just a bookmark. Seems okay to me. There's Iowa. Oh, there's the Defenders. Continue. I think I could do one more chapter. Ooh, a YouTube video. Let's get into it. Here comes more of those satellites talking. And hi, Juan. Good to see you. Okay. I have so many questions. Holy shit, what else is new? Why is everything the same? Why has everything been the same for 15,000 years? Buildings are the same. People do the same stuff. Cars are the same. You look like a beer keg, except you're full of dumbass questions instead of beer. Haha, that's brutal. Lol, you look like the inside of a Teddy Ruxpin. Juice, come on. I'm right, though. Look at it. It looks like a dog got a hold of a Teddy Ruxpin and ripped its little ass up, and now all that's left is a box and somewhere and some shit. But it's still talking and saying shit like, hello, would you like to be my friend? What time is it? What are some colors? Let's play a game. Let's read a book. Will you be my friend? What's some fun shapes? You know what? Fuck you. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Nah, buddy, that ruled. I was wondering if you could even get mad. I'm sorry. Clowning is how I express affection. I'd say I need to take some time to unpack that issue, but I've been in outer space doing jack shit for 15,000 years or so. So whatever. Is that the first time you've ever been mad? Yeah, I guess so. How did it feel? Mad. Lol. Oh, all right. Okay. So let's do this. 9, you got some new feelings. Take a breather, process them, and then later, I promise, I'll be here to answer your questions. In the meantime, Juice, maybe you could put on something light for us, okay? As long as it's not game 27, it is. Oh God, not game 27. Seriously, can we not watch game 27? Just for a little bit, I promise. Ugh. This game is trash. I hate it. Hate it. Come on. We're gonna take the scenic route. Here we can go through the mountains. Whee! Come on, don't play with your food. Here comes the airplane. Woo! Shh, Project Ground Control requesting permission to land at the funnest game in the history of Earth. Shh. Yes, sir, Mr. Captain Juice. You and your weird shit bucket looking ass friends have permission to land. I hate you. Here comes. Almost there. What is... You know what? Never mind. Is it a vertical game? What the hell is this? I see something says end zone. Okay. Well, that was 2 hours consecutive of reading. So I think I will probably take a break on reading the thing here. And we're at the, you know what, never mind chapter. Next chapter is football, Denver, Colorado. Okay, that's our next one. There's a lot of reading. Do you feel smarter or dumber? I feel very interested. This is a very interesting take on sports. I like it. What do you think? I think it's great so far. I'm very intrigued. If I didn't like it, I would have stopped about 30 minutes in because it had no promise or something. Like, if it wasn't telling a story in an interesting way, I would not have wasted my voice on it. I do not read stuff out loud just for fun. I read it because I find it intriguing. Great so far. I like these robots becoming human. I like these humans figuring out what they're becoming as they play football for thousands of years. What a strange concept. Kind of wish it was baseball, though, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, I think football is more back and forth, more moving about. Baseball, you know, it's all circular. Crop circles are very interesting, though. Very intrigued by the crop circles. I think it's great. I can't wait to... Maybe we'll read some at the start of tomorrow's stream. We'll just, like, keep reading it until I'm done, I guess. Oh, wait. Or I could save it for Friday, because Friday I'm not starting anything new. Why don't we just do 2 hours a day until I'm done it? Because I think if I do it all on Friday, I'll die. But very cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Black Beast. That was awesome. I hope it was fun to read along with me. I mean, basically, you know what it kind of reminds me of, Naja, is like Hypnospace Outlaw. Or other similar games where it's an intense, like, reading experience. You know what I have to play that you recommended a while back? I think there was a game called like Slash Help or something. Black Beast, thanks for the 75 months. I appreciate you. On one hand, Football Friday sounds like a great idea. On the other hand, it's a lot of reading. Well, we'll get there. I'm very excited to pick it up at Denver, Colorado. Remind me. Denver, Colorado. He has a wild... Oh, Type Help, that's the one. Get it before they add graphics? Are they planning on adding graphics? John... Is it John Bois? Or Boys? That's a wild Seattle Manners documentary? Cool. Is it, like, as weird as this? Okay, I just took my 6 o'clock meds. Oh, I took my 6 o'clock meds early, by the way. So when I boys, okay, boys, gotcha. Good to know. John Boys. Time to beat my head against Demon Souls now. And if I haven't already said goodbye to YouTube for that game, for football 17776, then bye YouTube.